hallucinating stuff.
Ho!
Cold Joel, welcome home.
It's good to be home. I actually slept in this morning, Pole, so I've actually, the sleep thing is, it's
Getting back to
good.
normal.
It's
You've
good.
been a bit manic, haven't you?
It's been a great trip. A lot of good things happening, as you can see from the last Enterprise wrap.
Oh, what about that incredible dream you had?
Incredible dream. But that's only a smidgen. I met a lot of fantastic people down at Swansea Met, Swansea University, down around Cardiff, then up into Sheffield, some funny, crazy people in London. Look, enterprising people everywhere.
They're everywhere.
What happened when I was away, Paul? Anything happened?
Well, Cold Joels, I, couldn't live without you, so I went up to Cairns to
Same
try
human.
and drown my sorrows in some heat, and I tell you what, it's warm in Cairns.
Really?
I went to the Small Business Development Conference, which was simultaneously run with the Australia Pacific Incubators Network and something else.
An acronym for that?
APPN.
Ah, beautiful.
It was fantastic, aside from being so warm. So I gave a paper on commercialisation and collaboration in regional and remote settings, and I ran a workshop on ideas and how you could use ideas for business.
Did they like the ideas?
They loved the ideas.
Fantastic.
And there was a lot of interest from Asia. Everyone there thought it was a genius idea, and they hadn't sort of really thought of it, but it was gold. Anyway, I saw some great speakers too.
Anyone that sort of really carried you away and you thought, wow.
Janine Ellis from Boost Juices, who's now taken on another franchise. They've got about 250 stores now. She was really dynamic and really interesting, but the key things from her were that she has no formal education. She left school at 16. She had 3 kids, and that was what motivated her to try and find something that was flexible. But the key things in her success was that she found a really good mentor along the way.
Mentors. We keep talking about mentors, Paul.
Well, I mean, for her, the guy that was her mentor was the guy that owns Flight Centres, and he approached her when she'd opened 3
Makes a
shops
big difference.
and said, you need to do this as a franchise.
If you want to succeed, get a mentor.
If you want to succeed, one of her key messages was ask people questions and be prepared to be wrong and change. Now, she had some really great acronyms, and one of them was VERB, and VERB was really negative, like say, don't be a verb, and one of them was SOAR, and I've written them down.
Soar high into the sky,
well, verb
or
was
soar
about,
as in
no, SOAR,
or soar as in
oh, your finger control.
fingers.
Verb was about personal conduct, and what she was saying was that if you're a victim, if you're entitled, if you're resistant, and if you're something else that begins with B. Anyway, her thing was all about that for her, the most important thing that she'd done is learn to take responsibility for everything that she did. So rather than saying, oh, well, I would have got my business plan written, but, I had to do something else, or my friend needed me, is actually saying, I chose to not make time to do that, and it's my responsibility that it's late.
I talked at Cardiff, I talked a little bit about this notion of business humility.
Nice, Cold Joel.
Well, I'm a very humble sort of guy.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, and it's an idea that Barry Maltz talked about, where he talks about this notion that, the reality is you can't take credit for everything that's going to come your way, the same way that you can't beat yourself up every time that something goes wrong. You just have to accept that you can't actually control everything.
And
control everything.
And the other thing that
you like that?
I do really like that. What Janine said, which was really pertinent to the students.
They're awake, don't worry, they're watching.
That there is never a good time to start business. So what she is saying is that you can't have had enough education, you can't have enough money, you can't have enough experience, that you're almost better off going in like the fool, over the edge of the cliff, naive and yet open to success. And I think that's a really critical thing. We've always tried to tell our students, haven't we, that they're entrepreneurs now, that they're in business now.
It's about a mindset. It's about a
mindset.
capacity to think differently and to look around and see the opportunities and ask the questions of could I, should I, will I, being able to get
And what are the consequences that I absolutely can't bear? And the reality is that in life you can bear all consequences, so you have to go in ready for anything. And Janine had another really great thing which she talked about, which was that she contextualised her failures as courses. So she said, when we employed that really dreadful accountant, that was a $250,000 course we spent for how not to employ bad accountants. And, when we did this, that was a $15,000 course we paid for how not to put a bad ad in that paper. And it was really great. So it was kind of saying, the value of what you learn from each thing that you do, you can really put that in context.
I was blown away by some CIPHE students at University of Sheffield. They've won the UK.
Listen up, ciphers.
They've won the UK side of things, and they're now getting ready to go to the I think LA it is, for the World SIFE Championships.
Wow.
They have got 27 projects on the go, 14 of which create money, 13 of which are very social entrepreneurship. But the scope of what they've been doing and the cumulative effect of 5 years of the SIFE program, of the SIFE program at Sheffield, absolutely mind-blowing. So that's that very inspirational. But Paul, there's only a few weeks to go in the semester. Any advice for our guys?
We're at the pointy end.
Pointy end.
Will Coldwell...
Most probably means it's nearly time to go away again.
Some of us have got some travel plans.
Yeah.
But not till December.
Oh.
Actually, no, there's a couple in between. What I would be saying to the students is, you know, what I always say, which is that you should be manning up and getting your work done.
I've been told this before, this manning up concept before. I'd never come across it till last week. Someone told me to man up.
I say that to you all the time.
Did you?
Well, it's usually shut up and then man up.
Okay. Because then I thought to myself, I had to go and search it. Man up. And I thought, oh, okay.
It's so gendered.
Yeah.
But you can't really say vagina up. It doesn't have the same kind of connotations, does it?
Not really.
So anyway, students of BMA 333, students of everything, man up and do your work. Don't leave it to the last minute. Don't do a student thing. Because you know what? You are the only one who's doing this.
Yep.
If you don't hand in your thing, Col and I aren't going to be affected by it at all. We'll have one less paper to mark. That's not what we want. We want you to have a deeply meaningful experience that produces a material outcome. In this case, for the BMA 333, is a really good business plan. This self-directed learning is about you being responsible.
Responsibility, love it. I think one of the things is that when I was talking to these SIFE kids, I was trying to work out what advice I could give them, which wasn't much because they seemed to be beyond.
They sound amazing.
Yeah, they were incredible. But the one thing I did say to them is that, you know, they've actually done everything they need to do to win, other than make sure the presentation is spot on. And I think it's the same with our students, say my classes, playing games, doing their reflections, the nature of their group works, like, you know, can they finish off where they're selling? You know, it's one thing to hit the ball, and this is like a baseball type analogy. The nature of their group works, like, you know, can they finish off where they're selling? You know, it's one thing to hit the ball, and this is like a baseball type analogy. But you can hit the ball quite well and still get out. You can be run out, you can be caught, right? But if you hit...
Good analogy, Col.
I haven't finished it yet.
There's just a comment.
Okay.
No, it's just... There was a sideline. Good analogy, Col.
But if you hit it out of the park, then that's that. It's a home run, and you might even help some of your teammates to get a home run as well. And no one can stop you. The ball can't be thrown back in. They can't pull it back if it's a legal home hit. And so my advice to the guys is simply to make sure that when they step up to the plate, don't just hit it. Just don't knock it into the left field or the right field or hope that you're going to be able to get around on that. Aim to knock it out of the park so it puts the issue beyond doubt.
My American sports buff Dan is going to love that analogy. You can imagine Colin wearing one of your shirts when he's telling that to a giant group of business intenders somewhere. But it is true, you know, I think that the really critical part of that for me as well is that you can hit the greatest ball and get caught out.
Yeah.
And that's the part of taking risk and business that we all...
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything. That's love, that's life, that's...
Well, one of the other things, of course, is that in making the attempt to hit that ball out of the park, there is a risk, because as you say, you can get caught right on the fence, right? And the difference between failing and succeeding can be, you know, so fine that it's almost indistinguishable.
Absolutely.
I've used that word for quite a few weeks.
Indistinguishable.
I'm quite happy about that one.
Hey, speaking of presentation, we're coming up to pitch season.
Oh, yeah.
It's very exciting. Now, you're coming for the final.
I'm coming in.
You know Cole's going to be there to judge you. We've got 2 celebrity judges.
You thought I was dead. You thought I was gone. No, I'm coming back.
Colin's like the bookend to this whole course.
I'm going to come in. Does that mean I would say, bookend, start, finish.
Start,
nice.
Though we never finish.
No.
So, in our workshop on Monday, we are going to be bang, 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 pitching.
Sounds fantastic. Home runs. Might even bring some hot dogs.
Well, I think we need to do some sort of celebration.
As opposed to dirty dogs.
Dirty dogs. We need to do some sort of celebration on the actual one when we pitch.
Yep.
So you and I might have to do a bit of planning around some BEERS, some PIZZA.
I don't need pizza anymore. No, I got...
You overdosed?
I got off it in England, that's it. I don't think I only have 2 pizzas over there.
Well, hot dogs would be quite good because, of course, one of our guys is doing a hot dog stand for his business idea.
Yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on, hot dogs.
Pitch it.
Oh, who doesn't love them?
Who doesn't love them?
Oh, that could work really well. I'll bring in my portable burner. We can cook up a big thing of hot dogs.
Don't
we
put it
can
near
bring
the smoke alarm.
Well, we can bring in some vegan ones for
Ooh.
Faith, so she doesn't get marginalised.
No.
Got your back, sister.
Right. Listen, Paul. Listen, Paul. I'm getting sore knees.
Yeah, I'm getting a sore back. Why don't we do a comfortable enterprise rap?
I don't know, but you know what?
What?
Just stay there, all right? I'm going to come back, all right? You ready?
Don't leave me this way.
No. I love that song. Listen.
He's out of control. I think this trip's finally unhinged him. Did you get any communicable diseases when you were overseas?
Any herpes? Oh, Polly, did you know I had that?
Yes, I did.
That's all right then.
Yeah, I read it on the internet. And on the toilet wall.
All right, guys. Be good.
See you.
There's only a few more raps to go, and we're
Yeah.
obviously trying to wrap up the creativity here. So send us some suggestions. You know, if anyone wants to sponsor us to jump out of a plane,
Yeah.
I reckon Polly would.
And we know our fans are out there.
Cheers, guys.
See
Bye.
ya.